previously on the agency.
Mr. Hazley's been rummaging through my files. Do you have any idea how sensitive they are?
Owen, when's the last time you actually found a spy in our midst?
That I can prove?
Did you know from the beginning what Holland was up to?
I'm afraid both Director Gage and I were in the dark on this one, Carl. If I were still running things, I would have known.
I joined the CIA with my eyes open. Deceit's a way of life.
We're looking for a possible weapons site in the Hammerine Mountains.
Trucks.
There's nothing here.
We're here.
Now you're exposed. Get the hell out. That's an order.
How did they know when we'd be there? Someone else told them. Someone in this agency.
We have a mole working for Saddam Hussein.
I've been right before.
Someday at Christmas, men won't be boys, playing with bombs like kids play with toys. One warm December, our hearts will see a world where men are free.
Sir, I really can't allow this.
It's just a little Christmas shopping.
It's not safe.
This isn't now, Bobby. I think I can handle the lingerie department. Guys, I'll be fine.
I promise. We'll stay at his comfortable distance.
Down here is comfortable enough. I don't need you two knowing my wife's bra size. Come on, Bobby.
Sir, if I leave your side, I'm violating standing orders.
It's Christmas.
Upstairs.
Maybe not in time for you and me, but someday.
This was 3 days ago. And it's not the first time that Gage ditched his security detail to meet this man.
Why are you coming to me with this?
It's the job of the FBI to investigate spies in our midst.
You think Gage is a spy?
You tell me. Do you recognize the man he's talking to?
Yeah, sir.
Yasser Kahan. He worked for Gage when he was in the Senate. So did you. Now, Kahan is a diplomat in the Pakistani embassy, from which this cable was recently transmitted. A classified CIA document. Our plan for an operation in northern Iraq that was compromised by a mole. Officer E.B. Stiles was almost killed.
There must be 50 people working in that embassy.
We traced it to Kahan's computer. If the director of Central Intelligence has sold this country to a foreign power, I am going to nail him to the cross. And you, Miss Pohl, are going to help me.
Why the hell do they ask us what we think if they don't want to hear the answer?
Politics.
I was a politician, Carl. Doesn't have to make you stupid.
Tom,
What?
is this a bad time?
We just came from our weekly meeting with the fools on the hill. What's up, Avery? Slow day at the FBI?
I'm just here to meet with Quinn.
My buddy Quinn.
Homeland Security?
Container security in West Coast ports. I've also got some intel about a possible terrorist cell in Pennsylvania, maybe supported by agents of Pakistani intelligence working out of the embassy here. Before we pursue it, I just want to make sure no one is running a conflicting operation.
We don't have anything at the Pakistani embassy. Not that I know of, anyway.
Tom?
Well, I guess it's your ball game.
Right. We know there are elements in Pakistani intelligence that still support the Taliban. Some of them are likely to be in the Pakistan embassy here.
Sit. I'll tell you what I can. I may know some of these guys. Niazi, he comes from a long line of generals, a secular family. So, Raza, he's a Baluchi. They don't like the Pashtuns. And this one, I don't know. Yasser Khan. Didn't he work for Gage?
They met when Gage was giving a lecture at Johns Hopkins.
Okay. Khan got his master's in international affairs. He's consistently pro-American. If anything's changed on that, we don't have any information. OTS requested his file at some point.
When he was a student?
Actually, last week.
I'm sorry, I've never heard of him.
This office got his file on Tuesday.
I didn't. You might want to check with Joshua.
They were out of macadamia espresso.
Okay, Lex. Avery Pohl from the FBI.
Right, yeah. I've seen you around.
She's asking about a man named Yasser Khan. You didn't happen to see his file come through here last week, have you?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I'm sorry, Miss Pohl. I'm going to have to cut this conversation short. I don't know how things work at the FBI, but around here we work on a need-to-know basis. Ms. Lowell, I'm still waiting for those Kenyan passports. You forgot my sprinkles again.
Excuse me. What was that?
Close the door. I can't tell you.
I closed the door for that.
No, you close the door for this. I can't tell you because I don't want you involved.
Involved in what?
In what it is I can't tell you about.
Oh.
Isn't your yogurt melting?
I guess it is.
Thanks. Enjoy it.
If Kahan's file went to OTS, they're not talking about it.
Did you insist?
No.
You have a right to.
Only if I run an official investigation. But until I see more evidence implicating Gage as a spy, I am not going to publicly point the finger at him.
I can go above your head.
And I can go above yours.
Ms. Pohl, I hope your personal feelings for the director don't cloud your judgment here. His is not the only career that could be adversely affected by improper actions.
You know, I used to think the CIA got a bad rap. All that talk about dark and nefarious deeds, conspiracies. I thought it was cloak and dagger stuff. But guys like you, you're really living the dream, aren't you?
For 2 weeks, nothing. Not from Seattle, Detroit, or Atlanta. If terrorists are operating in those cities, they're keeping a very low profile.
What about rogue elements in Pakistani intelligence?
Why do you ask, Mr. Hazley?
Avery Pohl asked me about them this morning.
Why?
Actually, she's pretty vague. Thought they might be linked to a diplomat in the Pakistan embassy.
Yasser Khan?
That was one of the names.
Do you have something to share, Miss Lowell?
She asked me about him, too. Is the FBI doing an investigation?
Probably chasing shadows again. I am concerned, however, with the sighting of a bin Laden lieutenant in Singapore. Mr. Stiles, a moment. There's something I'd like you to do for me. Your organization and mine are supposed to be cooperating.
I thought we were.
You dropped by Langley and asked 2 people about a possible terrorist cell, but never made it into my office. Was my door closed?
It was a false alarm. Mr. Hazley told me there was nothing there.
Nothing. So you ran up to OTS to ask about a Pakistani diplomat named Yasser Khan.
What are you criticizing me for? Being thorough?
Why are you interested in him? He can't be linked to terrorists who don't exist.
I didn't know that.
Are you protecting Mr. Khan because you used to work with him?
I have no reason to protect Mr. Khan.
Well, then are you protecting someone else? I understand Director Gage used to be very fond of the young man.
Well, what was that about yesterday? Avery Pohl, the file on Yasser Khan?
Oh. I can't tell you. All right. I needed some details on Kahan's work situation to link him to a document. Make it look like it came from his computer. Like we were framing him or something.
What for?
He didn't tell me.
Who didn't tell you?
Hazley?
Yeah.
Have you got a minute?
Sure.
Have you heard anything else about this guy, Yasser Khan?
Everybody seemed to be talking about him.
Quinn asked me to follow him.
Quinn asked you?
Yeah.
When Kahan's name came up at the meeting, he didn't even react.
Well, he's reacting now. So now I'm following this guy all over town. You know, stores, movies, restaurants. He likes fried chicken. Loves a good romantic comedy. I don't even know what I'm looking for.
Kahan used to work for Gage. If Kahan is dirty, Quinn would want to know. Because it wouldn't look good for Gage. And Quinn wants Gage's job. First the FBI, Carl, then Quinn, all sniffing around Yasser Khan, who, as far as we know, is clean.
When did Kahan work for Gage?
When Gage was a senator.
It was a long time ago.
They were friends. Kahan had been back in Pakistan for years, but he would still call Gage. They would talk every couple of months. They'd talk about Michael Jordan.
Since Kahan was posted in Washington, has he been in touch?
Not that I know of.
So, did they suddenly stop being friends? Did something happen?
I don't know. What are you suggesting?
I think we need to ask some more questions before we can answer that.
Well, I never saw Kahan's file. I wasn't involved.
It's Quinn. He may be conspiring against Gage.
Isn't conspiring too strong a word?
Nope.
If you didn't work on it, who did?
Aye.
You told him.
Told us what?
Nothing.
Kahan's file, Lex. Show us what you did.
Right.
Where's Joshua?
Lunch. There it is. That's the document. Shown as originating from Kahan's computer, thanks to me, and transmitted to Iraq. Something about the Hammering Mountains.
About a suspected nuclear weapons site?
Yeah, but it's disinformation, right? Some kind of forgery.
No.
No?
No, it's the operational plan for my reconnaissance mission to Iraq a couple months ago. I was ambushed.
It's real.
The Iraqis knew that Stiles was coming because of this.
But Yasser Kahan didn't send this. I just made it look like he did.
Then who did send it?
What's so important?
Nothing, I hope.
If we don't get there by 4, the croissants will be gone.
It'll only take a minute.
Let's... It's not my birthday, but I am surprised.
We wanted to have a private conversation with you, Joshua.
I guess you would, sir.
How about Yasser Kahan?
May the condemned man take a seat.
Joshua, you told Lex to frame Kahan as a spy.
Which implicates Gage, because Kahan and Gage were good friends.
Which is ridiculous.
The FBI is taking this seriously, and so is Quinn.
Wait a minute. Gage, Quinn.
Now, if there's something you can't tell us, we understand. But the FBI needs to know what really happened before they tear the agency apart. Now, we'll tell them what we know, and then you can tell them what you know.
And I'm sure Mr. Quinn would like to have a little talk with you, too.
Holland.
Holland.
Mr. Holland told me to do it. Some super secret counterintelligence operation. Mr. Holland said I was the only one he could trust. I guess he was wrong.
Well, if Holland asked you to frame Kahan, then he's not after him.
That follows.
He's after Gage. And Quinn has jumped on the bandwagon.
Unless Quinn is the one who put it in motion.
But it's ridiculous. The head of the CIA is not a spy.
And what, we should just tell him that?
We should remove all doubt.
All right. He's headed for the changing room.
I feel awful doing this.
Let's hope you have a reason to. Fester, I don't have a lot of time tonight. I have to do some real Christmas shopping. Do you have anything for me? I'm
I'm sorry to say I do. Just where you thought it might be. An officer in our ISI near the border province. He apparently has been setting up refuges for Al-Qaeda. His name is here. And here's a box of dates from my mother. She says she saw you on television and thinks you need to eat more.
I want her television.
I wish we didn't have to meet like this. My government should be providing you with this information.
They're doing the best they can. Your government is in a difficult situation, and we appreciate that.
My country could be so much better than it is.
With your help, Yasser, maybe it will be.
Give my love to your wife.
Do you need to hear that again? Gage wasn't spying for them. He had Kahan spying for us.
How did you get this? I never authorized my people to do audio surveillance.
We didn't create it.
Maybe he knew you were listening and put on a play for you. You might have compromised a sensitive counterintelligence operation.
We checked the flow of intel. From Kahan to Gage to South Asia Division, Gage passed on all the information that he got. It's documented. You could have looked yourself.
I did look. What I saw was Gage having unauthorized meetings with a foreign national. Since when does a director run agents?
Since when does the director spy for Pakistan? That idea didn't bother you.
All right, I may have been wrong.
For God's sake, Garland. May have been?
Ready to go home, sir?
Not quite yet, Bobby.
No more Christmas shopping.
No, I just have to meet someone.
Where?
In my car. Just give me 5 minutes.
There's no one here, sir.
There will be.
We're not leaving you alone.
Of course not. I just need some privacy.
We'll be right outside.
Thank you. All right, you can come out now. They'll see you, but it doesn't matter. It'll be safe to talk here.
Were you expecting someone else?
Avery Pohl came by my office on some flimsy pretext to ask me leading questions about Pakistani diplomats. She practically begged me to explain myself.
You didn't.
Of course not, but I want to know why you brought her in.
We are hunting a mole. The FBI had to be involved.
She didn't.
Look, you're the one who volunteered to play target.
Because we have a situation that has to be dealt with. But I didn't know you'd be dragging her in.
But don't you see, she is the perfect choice. In an effort to protect you, she's stirring things up without working with the Bureau. She's been traipsing all over our offices, sending up red flags. This'll force the real mole to react.
I don't like lying to my people. It's a betrayal.
One of your people, sir, is betraying this country. You must find this heartwarming.
In what sense?
Your friends admire you so much, they run an unauthorized operation to prove your innocence.
By sneaking around and spying on me? I guess at the CIA that qualifies as a friendly gesture. But it rolls up our little show. The mole's not going to do anything rash now that he knows we were playing a game.
But now we have a better one. Word's out that Kahan's working for us. I suggested to your people that he's in a position to find out who the mole is and to let us know.
I asked Yasser. He has no idea.
The mole doesn't know that.
If it gets out that Yasser is on our side, what do you think the mole's gonna do? Run?
I don't know. But he'll do something.
State Department says they're giving us 2 assistant consul slots in the Jakarta embassy, but they need our people to do some real work this time. Apparently, the last operatives we had, they were too busy spying to process their fair share of visa applications.
Carl.
Yes, sir.
I had a talk with Holland this afternoon. He apologized, or less apologized than justified, that he was investigating me as a possible spy. You know about this.
Holland's a disruptive force in this agency, sir.
But unfortunately, a necessary one. Thank you.
He was way off base.
Yes, he was. He said he was convinced of my innocence by a tape recording. Would you have any idea how that was made? Some might consider that an invasion of privacy.
I thought it was necessary, sir. For you and the agency. If you'd only told me that you were recruiting Kahan.
You didn't need to know.
It turns out that I did. If you want my resignation.
Yes. I'll be right there.
Shortly after 9:30 tonight, Mr. Kahan arrived home from a movie. Someone was apparently waiting for him in his apartment. He was shot once at close range. Apparently not a robbery. Nothing seems to have been taken. No witnesses yet. The police are canvassing.
He said the mole would react. I guess you were right.
Sir, I'm so sorry.
Not on a limb to help this country, and we killed him.
The mole killed him.
Yeah. But we set him up.
Where'd you get these?
We have some friends in the police department.
You used to have some friends in the FBI.
Avery.
You used me.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
There's a traitor in my building. And that may be a lousy excuse for me not having been honest with you.
You could have trusted me. From now on, the CIA is out of this. You wanted an investigation. You're gonna get one.
I believe most of you know Special Agent Avery Pohl of the FBI. Bureau has chosen her to conduct some interviews with us here. I'm not going to talk to you about what she's investigating. She'll tell you what she tells you. It's not our job at this point to ask questions, only to answer them. Anyone who fails to cooperate with Agent Pohl completely and without hesitation will be suspended immediately. I hope that's clear. People, there may be a bad apple among us. I believe, I know that the rest of you are honest and dedicated, and we need your efforts against this nation's enemies now more than ever. Trust your colleagues. Do your jobs. Don't let this slow us down. We're gonna get this son of a bitch.
I want the lab to make this a priority. Tell them it's a national security issue. Level 1 clearances on the results.
Yes, ma'am. Agent Pohl.
Give me a minute.
May I come in?
I thought I made myself clear. No CIA. You people are the suspects.
Not me. The mole compromised my mission to Iraq, almost got me killed. Not suspect, victim.
Almost killed. Could have been clever misdirection.
I'm not that smart.
Why are we looking at Avery?
We're not interested in a picture of her. It's what's on her computer.
You sure Gage authorized this? I'm already in trouble with Joshua.
You'll be fine.
What's this?
It's a crime scene photo from Kahan's apartment.
You want that case file number?
Do I?
The number would make it easier for me to break into the file, if that's what you want me to do.
I want the case file number.
At 9:30 last night, I was taking a walk.
Did anyone see you?
Not Yasser Kahan, because I didn't kill him. May I go now?
You deposited $20,000 into your checking account 6 weeks ago.
A gift from my mother.
A retired secretary at a plumbing supply company?
She cashed out of the internet boom at its peak. 2,000 shares of AOL.
One shot at close range. Temple. And what does that mean? Precision, lack of emotion. Kind of like the way you just said that?
How long were you in Afghanistan?
10 days. Helping the new government set up their new intelligence service.
And you like the people you met there?
Is there a right answer to that question?
I'm not trying to trick you.
Yes. I met some very nice people in a very horrible situation. But I wasn't approached to spy for any one of them. If that's what you're not getting at.
Neat lockpicking job. Our killer knew what he was doing. He? Or she?
You car shopping?
Yeah.
Where'd you get that kind of money?
Saddam Hussein. I'm his puppet.
I wasn't accusing you, okay? I was just asking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that going around.
Your son has been working abroad with a variety of human rights organizations.
That's correct.
Some of them have taken extreme anti-American positions.
But my son hasn't.
Has he talked to you about some of the friends he's met?
Yes. He said that there's a girl from Germany that he'd like to date.
Did you have an opinion on that?
Well, of course I had an opinion. I'm his father.
There. What is it?
Where they lifted fingerprints. Those are the reference numbers. Can you access the prints?
They'll be running them for matches.
So will we.
You quit the CIA last spring.
I took a leave of absence.
It turned out to be a leave of absence. At the time, you quit.
Okay.
You quit because you didn't like it here?
I didn't like some things here.
What were those exactly?
This guy didn't dust very often.
There's a hit.
Yasser Khan. Fingerprinted for his student visa.
Keep it running.
Katya.
Katya.
No other name than that.
Not that I know of.
She's the prostitute, a freelance informant, and she sold information to the Chinese.
I gave her false information for that very purpose.
While you were having sex with her?
After I finished having sex with her.
Did you record any of your sessions so that what you told her could be verified?
If I recorded my sessions with her, people would think I was showing off my virility. Is there anything else?
She was working the case. She could have touched something by mistake.
A teacup in the sink.
So you're telling me that our CIA mole is an FBI agent?
Where's Avery now?
Questioning Lex. I've sworn him to secrecy. We don't want her to know that we know.
Can he keep a secret?
She didn't do this.
How do you know?
Because I know the woman. You think she was sipping tea with Gahan, then shot him? She could have left her fingerprints in that apartment anytime.
Anytime she visited a foreign national who, as far as she knew, was an enemy spy?
It's from Khan's Palm Pilot. He had an appointment yesterday, 6 p.m. Avery.
Her psychological profile is suggestive.
Where'd you get that?
I have one on everyone. Avery Pohl lost her mother when she was 7. Her father remarried, paid little attention to her. As a result, she became a classic overachiever to try and win his love.
How does spying for Iraq win her father's love?
We're not in the realm of the rational here, sir. She's always wanted to matter, to be the smartest, to be the cleverest, first in politics, then the FBI. No allegiance to a cause, just the ability to slip in and out of situations and to be good at them. That's just the background. There's evidence of alcohol abuse, also promiscuity. Not to mention the last 2 years increased visits to a psycho...
Did she know about my mission to Iraq?
Yes. She was one of 37 people with access to the information the mole passed over. She believed Yasser Kahan to be on the verge of exposing the mole. She was in Kahan's apartment, and right now she is working overtime to find another suspect.
If you ask around at the club, they'll tell you. I was there all night. I mean, I wasn't there all night, but I know I was there when this guy was killed. Not that I knew at the time that I was there when this guy was killed, because I didn't know he was being killed.
Excuse me. What?
Avery, your fingerprint has been found in Yasser's apartment on a teacup. Some people here are thinking that's kind of important.
I went to talk to him yesterday afternoon.
Why?
Because I thought he was running a mole in the CIA, remember? That's what your people told me.
You're an FBI agent. Why would you think he'd want to talk to you?
He'd have no reason to think I suspected him. Yasser and I were old friends from our days with you. I made it a social call.
Did the Bureau know you were going?
No, it was a little direct action of my own. Something you'd know about. All he did was serve me tea and show me snapshots of his nieces in Karachi. But you should have known I was there.
How?
Yasser told me he was being followed everywhere he went. I just assumed that was you. Wasn't it?
We had been following him, but by yesterday, everyone here knew that Yasser wasn't spying against us. Holland had called off his people, and Quinn had called off Stiles.
Sir, we managed to reconstruct Kahan's movements yesterday from his bank and his credit card records.
Lex and Ms. Lowell have pulled surveillance videos from the places he went.
He made a withdrawal from an ATM. See that dark sedan?
Mm-hmm.
An hour later, he bought wine at a liquor store. Same car.
1 hour and 3 miles apart. Quite a coincidence.
Someone was following Kahan.
It wasn't your people. It wasn't mine.
His killer. Waiting for the perfect moment.
Can we see who the driver is?
Well, in both pictures, he seems to be facing the camera, but there's distortion and shading. I'm trying different filters. They're not working. There's just not enough information. This is it. It's not going to get any clearer. We've got nothing.
Ms. Anaya, try the number for Yasser Khan's mother in Pakistan again. Mrs. Khan, this is Tom Gage. I wanted to call you to tell you how profoundly sorry I am. I know there's nothing that really feels like consolation, but I wanted you to know that Yasser was doing important work here. He was part of an effort to establish trust between our countries. He was seeking the truth. He meant a lot to me. I'm doing everything in my power to find out who did this to him. He was a fine man.